Setting up web filtering profiles. Overview. This video discusses the use of web filtering profiles on the UTM in order to assign different access controls to various groups and network segments. The first step is to log into Web Admin. The Sophos UTM features a HTTP proxy designed to control the web content that is available on a particular network. You can configure the web filtering policy to apply globally to selected networks. Alternatively, in this video, we will show you how to create individual profiles for different groups of users. We have created some users and groups already so that we can focus on the configuration of the profiles instead of user synchronization. As you can see in the Definitions and Users section, we have a group named Teachers and another named Students. To create a new profile, we start by going to the Web Protection section and selecting Web Filtering Profiles. To create profiles for our teachers and student groups, we first select the Filter Actions tab. Filter Actions are access control lists that allow us to control which users are allowed to go to different categories of websites. By default, you should already have the default content filter block action policy created. This policy will block access to all web content and can be used as a fallback action. We will talk more about this later. We now click the New Filter Action button and enter a name, for example, Teachers. We can then select the categories of websites to block. We will also choose to enable antivirus scanning and set it to dual scanning for extra protection. Then click Save. The filter action has been created. Now we repeat the process to create a different filter action for our students group. In this one, we will also block the games and gambling category. Next, select the Filter Assignments tab. Here we select which groups will use the filter actions we have created. We click the New Filter Assignment button and enter the name Teachers. Then click the Browse button and drag the Teachers group into the Approved User Groups window. Now we set the filter action as Teachers and click Save. Now we repeat the process for our students group. Once you have created your filter actions and set up your filter assignments, it is time to bring it all together on the Proxy Profiles tab. Proxy profiles are based on IP addresses. The first thing the proxy does is determine the source of the request. Then it determines the filter action and assignments to be used to reflect the IP address. As the proxy profiles are based on IP addresses, for any given IP range, there will only ever be one proxy profile assigned to it. First, click the New Proxy Profile button and then give it a name. For example, we will use School Proxy. Next, we click the Browse button and drag the school's internal network into the Source Networks box. All of our teachers and students share the same IP range. If they were segregated into different ranges, we could set up more advanced features. For example, running the teacher's profile in a transparent mode and the student's profile in full authenticated proxy mode. We then tick the boxes of all the filter assignments that we want to use in this profile. The position of these assignments determines the order that the users will receive and match their profiles. The next important step is to set the fallback action. This tells the profile what it should do if it fails to find a matching username or password. We are going to set it to the default content filter block action, which, as we mentioned earlier, will block the user's access to the internet completely. In this example, we are using the transparent operation mode. However, if your user groups were set up to synchronize with Active Directory or eDirectory, you could set these operation modes instead. You could then take advantage of single sign-on. We will now set the authentication type to browser. This means that users will be prompted to enter their credentials when opening a browser before being able to access the internet. Finally, we click Save. You can now see that the new profile has been created and enabled. To test this is working, we will now close and reopen the browser and attempt to access the gaming site addictinggames.com. As you can see, before we are able to access the internet at all, we must authenticate ourselves. As an example, we will enter the credentials of a student account. The student credentials we used are checked and confirmed. The user can now access the internet. However, he is still blocked from going to addictinggames.com, as this is categorized as a gaming site, which we have blocked in the student's filter action. That concludes the basic setup of web filtering profiles on the UTM. Thanks for watching.